A billionaire offered me $5 million to be his personal assistant for 1 year. The contract had one clause highlighted in red. Employee agrees never to ask about the basement. I signed it in 12 seconds. I know how that sounds. But I was 26, with $50,000 in student loans, a studio apartment that smelled like someone else's cooking, and a job answering emails for a mid-size insurance company that hadn't given me a raise in 2 years. My mother called every Sunday and asked how I was doing, and I always said fine, because the truth was that I bought store brand everything and still came up short some months. $5 million. I didn't even blink. The man's name was Elliot. Tech money. Old money on top of tech money. His estate sat on 40 acres outside of Portland. A main house, a guest cottage, 3 cars I wasn't allowed to touch, and a door at the end of the east hallway with a keypad I was told to treat like it didn't exist. My job was everything else. Scheduling, travel arrangements, correspondence, vetting contractors, managing household staff. Elliot was demanding in the way that only people who have never been told no can be. He moved fast, expected me to move faster, and had opinions about things I didn't know people had opinions about, like the angle of natural light in a meeting room and whether sparkling water belonged in the afternoon. But he was never cruel, never raised his voice, and every Friday without fail he said thank you, genuinely, like he meant it. 6 months in, I stopped thinking about the basement. That's the truth. When you're busy enough, curiosity gets crowded out. I had a full life inside that house. Good food, my own wing, more money accumulating in an escrow account than I'd ever imagined. The red claws became wallpaper. Then one night in October, the power went out. The whole grid had gone down in the storm. Backup generators kicked on across most of the house, lights flickering back to life in the kitchen, the hallways, my room, but something tripped in the east corridor. The keypad on the basement door went dark, and the door drifted open about 2 inches, just enough to break the magnetic seal I'd never actually paid attention to until it was gone. I was walking past. I stopped. I want to be clear. I did not go down. I stood in the hallway, and I looked at a 2-inch gap of darkness, and I listened. That was all. I heard something. It was quiet enough that I might have imagined it. A low, rhythmic sound, mechanical, almost musical. Then a smell drifted out. Not rot, not chemicals, something earthy, wet soil and green things. I went back to my room. I lay awake for 4 hours, running every possible explanation and landing on nothing that made me feel better or worse, just more curious and slightly more unsettled than before. The next morning, I did something I'm not entirely proud of. I told Elliot what happened, not because I was testing him, not to rattle anything loose, but because the contract said I agreed never to ask. It didn't say I couldn't tell him what I accidentally almost witnessed. He was quiet for a long moment. Then he set his coffee down and looked at me in a way he never had before. I was going to wait until your year was up, he said, but I think you've earned it now. He walked me to the basement.